Seong Gi-hun is a struggling chauffeur with a gambling addiction, drowning in debt and still living with his elderly mother who supports them both. On his daughter's birthday, his mom gives him money for a gift and dinner, but he secretly takes her bank card and uses the money to gamble on horse races. He wins, but a pickpocket steals his earnings. When confronted by loan sharks, he's forced to sign a blood contract, promising to repay his debt or lose his organs. That night, Gi-hun takes his daughter out for a modest birthday dinner of street food and gives her a toy gun from a claw machine. Though he feels inadequate compared to her stepfather, she reassures him. Later, at a train station, Gi-hun meets a mysterious man who invites him to play dakji, a children's game with cash stakes. Since Gi-hun has no money, he gets slapped each time he loses. After several tries, he finally wins. The man then offers him a chance to play more games for even bigger rewards, handing him a card with a number before disappearing with a smile. Ga-hun learns that his daughter may move to the US with her mother and stepfather, which could mean losing contact with her. His mother suggests that if he had more money, he might be able to fight for custody. Desperate, Gi-hun calls the number on the card, is picked up by a mysterious van, and is knocked out with gas along with other passengers. Gi-hun wakes up in a large facility with 455 others, all in green tracksuits. They're told they've been chosen to compete in games for a huge cash prize and that all participants are in deep debt. The masked staff explains the rules and gives them a chance to leave through majority vote, but without any money. Gi-hun meets several key players, including a sick old man, 001, a gangster, 101, a pickpocket, 067, and his successful childhood friend, Sang-woo, 218. Soon after, they're led to the first deadly game, Red Light, Green Light. Players are introduced to the first game, Red Light, Green Light, run by a giant robotic doll. If anyone moves while the doll is watching, they're eliminated. Two players, 324 and 250, bet on who can reach the finish line first. But when 324 moves at the wrong time, he's shot and killed. 250 panics and tries to flee, only to be gunned down as well. Chaos erupts as players realize elimination means death, and many are slaughtered as they attempt to escape. As more players are gunned down for moving, turrets hidden in the walls are revealed. A voice reminds everyone that moving while detected means elimination. Despite the fear, some players regain their composure and cautiously move forward, including Gi-hun, the old man, Sang-woo, Deok-soo, and the pickpocket. As the game continues, players are killed with precision by hidden turrets, while a masked man watches from a control room as "Fly Me to the Moon" plays. Gi-hun nearly falls but is saved by player 199, just in time to reach the finish line. Those who don't make it are executed, and the surviving players realize the brutal truth. This is a deadly game of life or death. The 201 survivors, horrified by the deadly first game, beg to leave. The guards remind them of the contract terms, warning that refusal to play means death. Sang-woo highlights a clause allowing the games to end if the majority votes to quit. The staff agrees to hold a vote. Before it starts, they reveal a giant transparent piggy bank filled with 25 billion won, showing the prize pot will reach 45.6 billion won. Each player is worth 100 million won. Players must vote using a machine. Circle to stay, X to leave. But leaving means losing all the prize money. Gi-hun votes to leave, and the results are almost evenly split. Tension rises between those wanting to quit and those hoping to win the prize. In the end, player 001 cast the final, tie-breaking vote, choosing to end the game. All players are released back to the mainland, with the option to rejoin the games later if the majority agrees. Gi-hun ends up with player 067, while Sang-woo with player 199 checks his phone and finds messages from authorities. Despite that, he gives 199 money for food and transport home. Gi-hun reports the deadly games to the police, but no one believes him, except Detective Hwang Jun-ho, who links it to his missing brother. Gi-hun later runs into Sung-woo, who admits he's in massive debt. Soon after, Gi-hun learns his mother has severe diabetes but refuses treatment due to their lack of money, blaming him for canceling their insurance. Overwhelmed with guilt, Gi-hun vows to fix everything and get the money. Detective Jun-ho visits his missing brother's apartment and discovers the same mysterious game card Gi-hun had. Meanwhile, the pickpocket, Sae-byok, visits her younger brother at an orphanage. He feels abandoned, but she promises to reunite their family and bring their mother from North Korea. Lee, a Pakistani immigrant, confronts his boss for unpaid wages. After a fight, he takes the money and runs, now jobless. Meanwhile, Sae-byok learns the broker she hired to smuggle her family has disappeared with her money, leaving her furious and betrayed. Sung-woo lies to his mother, saying he's on a business trip, and then attempts suicide in a bathtub using charcoal fumes. Meanwhile, police inform his mother that he's wanted for fraud and embezzlement. His attempt is interrupted when someone delivers another game card to his door. At the same time, Ali returns home covered in blood, tells his wife to buy plane tickets to Pakistan for her and their child, and promises to join them later after finishing his work in Korea. Gi-hun tries to find work to help his sick mother, but fails. He runs into player 001, who tells him the outside world is just as cruel and decides to return to the games. Meanwhile, gangster Deok-soo plans to rob the game but is betrayed by an underling and ambushed by men he owes money to. He kills the traitor and escapes by jumping off a bridge. Gi-hun asks his ex-wife for help, but ends up arguing with her and her husband, who offers money in exchange for cutting ties with his daughter. An offer Gi-hun angrily refuses. On his way home, he meets Jun-ho, who asks for help finding his brother, but Gi-hun, feeling hopeless, declines. Eventually, the players, including Gi-hun, return to the game, with Jun-ho secretly following the vans. As the vans carrying the players travel to their destination, Jun-ho follows them and hides, subduing a guard and stealing his clothes and mask to infiltrate the inner workings of the games. After waking up in the dorms, the players are more alert and begin forming alliances. Gi-hun, Sung-woo, player 001, and Ali team up and notice that most of the players have returned, including player 212, Han Min-yo, who was the first to beg to leave. Meanwhile, Sae-byok sneaks into the air vents and spies on the staff working in the kitchen. In the second game, players must choose a shape imprinted on a dalgona candy. Sang-woo, having deduced the nature of the game using information from Sae-byok, selfishly chooses the simplest shape without warning his teammates. Despite selecting the most difficult shape, the umbrella, Gi-hun successfully completes the game by licking the back of the honeycomb to weaken its outline. Player 212 helps Deok-soo by using a smuggled lighter. Chaos erupts when one player takes a higher-ranking staff member hostage, only to kill himself after discovering the guard is just a young man. The staff member is executed for breaking the rule of unmasking. Jun-ho seizes the moment and takes the man's mask to infiltrate the staff. Player 111, a doctor, secretly harvests organs from dead players in exchange for information about upcoming games. He joins Deok-soo's gang by offering intel, hoping for protection. Gi-hun realizes Sang-woo could have helped more in the previous game but forgives him, valuing their survival and teamwork. Tensions rise when Deok-soo's team steals extra food. After he kills a player who confronts him, the prize money increases and a deadly riot breaks out. Player 067 joins Gi-hun's team, and they protect her. The riot ends when player 001 pleads for peace, prompting the front man to send in guards. Gi-hun's team begins to bond, revealing their names: Ali Abdul, 199, and Kong Se-byuk, 067. Player 001 seems confused and forgetful. In the third game, players form teams of 10. Knowing it's tug-of-war, Deok-soo picks the strongest men and abandons Han Min-yo. She joins Gi-hun's team, made up of weaker players. Deok-soo's team wins easily, while Gi-hun's group uses strategy from player 001 to gain the upper hand, until the other team starts fighting back, prompting a bold move from Sang-woo. After executing Sang-woo's backup plan, Gi-hun's team wins the tug-of-war match. However, they're shaken by the reality of having to kill the opposing team. Anticipating another riot during the night, they build a barricade. Deok-soo mocks their efforts, until Gi-hun warns him not to fully trust his own teammates, as many of them also have criminal backgrounds. Later that night, the team takes turns standing guard, but Deok-soo's group doesn't attack. During the night, player 001 develops a high fever. Meanwhile, Jun-ho uncovers a black market organ trafficking operation run by some of the guards in collaboration with player 111. He is forced to assist in transporting the harvested organs with another guard. As they prepare to leave the island by swimming to a rendezvous point, Jun-ho's partner reveals that he knows Jun-ho is an imposter. A struggle breaks out, ending with Jun-ho killing the guard. At the same time, the frontman discovers the illegal operation. He executes all involved guards and kills player 111 for compromising the fairness of the game. Realizing there's an intruder, the frontman initiates a facility-wide manhunt for Jun-ho. Jun-ho narrowly evades capture and sneaks into the frontman's quarters, where he discovers a hidden archive documenting the game since 1988. Shockingly, he finds that his missing brother, Hwang In-ho, was the winner of the 2015 games. The players are asked to choose partners for the next game. Gi-hun notices player 001 wet himself and helps him cover it up. He chooses to pair with him, while Sang-woo teams up with Ali and Se-byok with Ji-young. Minyo is left without a partner and is taken away, likely eliminated. The fourth game is marbles. Players must win all of their partner's marbles without violence within 30 minutes, or both are eliminated. The twist shocks everyone, as they chose someone they trusted. Key pairings include Gi-hun with 001, Sang-woo with Ali, and Se-byok with Ji-young. Ali initially gains the upper hand, causing Sang-woo to panic. Tension rises as Sang-woo accuses Ali of cheating, and a guard intervenes before things escalate. Se-byok and Ji-young spend their time sharing tragic life stories instead of playing. Ji-young, moved by Se-byok's dream to reunite her family. Deok-soo wins his game due to luck when his marble accidentally lands in the hole. His partner tries to flee but is shot. Gi-hun struggles with player 001's confusion during the game, but eventually tricks him to win. However, 001 surprises him by showing he had one marble left all along. Sang-woo deceives Ali by pretending they can both survive, then secretly steals his marbles and declares himself the winner. As time runs out, Ji-young lets Se-byok win the marble game, saying she has nothing left to live for while Se-byok still has a future. Ji-young thanks her before being killed, leaving Se-byok heartbroken. Ali discovers Sang-woo tricked him by replacing his marbles with rocks. Shocked and betrayed, Ali is executed while Sang-woo avoids eye contact. Gi-hun pleads with player 001 to continue playing. The old man admits he knew Gi-hun was cheating but let him win, calling him his ganbu. After a tearful goodbye, Ji-hun wins and walks away in sorrow as player 001 is seemingly executed. After the fourth game, the players return to their room and are shocked to find that Minyo wasn't executed despite not participating. Meanwhile, the VIP guests arrive to watch the games live. The atmosphere is heavy, as many have lost the person they were closest to. Gi-hun is visibly shaken while Se-byok quietly eats. Sang-woo appears unaffected and tells Gi-hun not to feel guilty about Il-nam's death, claiming he was just an old man. He also points out that player 069 is worse off, having played against his own wife. Player 069, devastated by his loss, begs for a vote to end the games, but Sang-woo argues that quitting now would make everything they've endured meaningless. The others silently agree, though with pity. The next morning, the players discover that player 069 has taken his own life. Most are horrified, except for Deok-soo, who sees it as one less competitor. The remaining players are led to the fifth game and enter a room with 16 mannequins wearing numbered vests. The numbers determine the order of play. Everyone rushes to pick a middle number, thinking it's safest. Gi-hun is left with numbers 1 and 16. Before he chooses, player 096 asks for Vest 1, wanting to take control of his life. Gi-hun agrees and gives it to him. The players enter the next game, Stepping Stones, where they must cross a bridge made of pairs of glass panels, one strong and one weak, within 16 minutes. Player 096 hesitantly begins but falls on his second step. As players continue, many die, gradually revealing the safe path. Meanwhile, Junho disguises himself as a waiter and infiltrates the VIP lounge. One VIP tries to assault him, but Junho fights back, records him, and escapes as the search for him continues. Back in the game, Deok-soo stalls at the front, refusing to move. Minyo confronts him and ultimately drags him off the bridge in a murder-suicide. Only 4 players remain: Gi-hun, Sae-byuk, Sung-woo, and player 017, a former glassmaker. He identifies the correct panels, but when the lights are turned off, he can't finish. Sang-woo pushes him to his death to move forward. The last 3 barely make it across before the time runs out, but the exploding glass injures them as the round ends. Junho escapes to a nearby island but struggles to get a signal on his phone. He eventually manages to call the police and attempts to send video evidence, though the connection is weak. Meanwhile, the frontman and soldiers track him down, finding his diving gear and searching the island to capture him alive. Back at the facility, the final 3 players, Gi-hun, Sang-woo, and Sae-byuk, return to the lobby. Tensions rise as Gi-hun accuses Sang-woo of killing player 017 unnecessarily. They argue about morality and responsibility until workers arrive to congratulate them and deliver boxes as part of the final ceremony. Later, Sae-byuk goes to the bathroom and reveals she's been seriously injured by a glass shard from the previous game. She removes it and bandages herself before opening her box to find a tuxedo. The finalists are given a steak dinner, and knives are left with them afterward. Sae-byuk, seriously injured, barely eats. That night, Junho is cornered by the frontman, who reveals himself to be Junho's missing brother In-ho. When Junho refuses to go with him, In-ho shoots him, and Junho falls into the ocean. Back in the dorms, Gi-hun and Sae-byuk bond and promise to help each other's families. Gi-hun considers killing Sang-woo but is stopped by Sae-byuk, who later collapses from her wound. Gi-hun calls for help, but instead of medical aid, workers arrive with a coffin. Gi-hun discovers that Sung-woo has killed Sae-byuk, and he breaks down in grief. In the final Squid Game, Gi-hun and Sang-woo face off. After a brutal fight, Gi-hun gains the upper hand, but refuses to win by force, offering to end the game with a vote. Sang-woo, overwhelmed by guilt, stabs himself and dies, asking Gi-hun to take care of his mother. Gi-hun is declared the winner. He's taken home with the prize money but finds his own mother has died while he was away. Devastated and emotionally numb, Gi-hun lies beside her in silent grief. A year after winning, Gi-hun is still traumatized and hasn't used his prize money. He receives another invitation and discovers that player 001, Il-nam, is alive and was the game's creator. Il-nam explains the games were meant to cure the boredom of the ultra-rich and test human nature. He dies after losing a final bet about human kindness. Revived with purpose, Gi-hun honors his promises by helping Sae-byuk's brother and Sung-woo's mother. As he's about to reunite with his daughter, he sees the recruiter targeting a new player. Gi-hun calls the number and vows to stop the games. The episode picks up after the last season, with Gi-hun discovering a tracker hidden behind his ear and removing it. Meanwhile, Junho wakes from his coma after surviving the shooting. 2 years later, Gi-hun lives in an abandoned motel and hires loan sharks to help him track the recruiter, while Junho searches for the game's island with the help of a fisherman. After a long search, Gi-hun's men finally spot the recruiter playing Dokshi at a station, confirming Gi-hun's story. Mr. Kim and Woo-seok follow the recruiter, who gives bread or lottery cards to homeless people as a cruel experiment. When Gi-hun rushes to reach them, he's delayed by police, including Junho. Meanwhile, Kim and Woo-seok confront the recruiter, but are easily defeated. He forces them into a deadly rock-paper-scissors game combined with Russian roulette. After several tense rounds, Kim sacrifices himself to save Woo Seok, who survives and is forced to reveal everything to the recruiter. Junho investigates Gi-hun's allies and uncovers weapons and the deed to Gi-hun's motel. Meanwhile, Gi-hun returns to the motel and finds the recruiter waiting for him. The recruiter mocks Gi-hun, revealing he was once a pink soldier who rose in rank after killing his own father during the games. He challenges Gi-hun to a rigged game of Russian roulette. After a tense standoff, Gi-hun calls out the recruiter's loyalty to the showrunners, leading the recruiter to take the final deadly shot on himself. Hearing a gunshot, Junho enters Gi-hun's motel and finds a bound Woo Seok, who tells him where Gi-hun is. Meanwhile, Gi-hun finds a card on the recruiter's body, meant to lead him to the front man. Junho arrives, arrests Gi-hun for suspected murder, but Woo Seok knocks Junho out, revealing the recruiter had killed Mr. Kim. Gi-hun reads the card, an invitation to Club HDH on October 31st. Meanwhile, a young woman living in her car is confronted by security at a nearby amusement park. Gi-hun cuffs Junho but agrees to free him after Junho reveals he once infiltrated the games as a staff member and offers his help. Gi-hun shows Junho and Woo Seok his stash of prize money, guns, and his plan to storm the island. He tells them to recruit allies and practice at his motel. Meanwhile, a woman working as a bunny mascot at an amusement park befriends a child with blood cancer, who later gifts her a drawing after sneaking into the staff room. Gi-hun ensures Cheol is safe with Sang-woo's mother, and arranges for Cheol's real mother's release through a broker. Meanwhile, No Yul, a former North Korean officer, searches for her missing child but is unsuccessful. Heartbroken, she later receives a mysterious game card. Junho reflects on his missing brother's troubled past. After witnessing a sick child she befriended collapse, No Yul faces a tough decision about joining the games. Meanwhile, Gi-hun prepares for the upcoming mission by implanting a tracker in his tooth and recruiting military veterans to help storm the island, though he struggles with reaching out to his daughter. On Halloween night, Gi-hun and Woo Seok infiltrate Club HDH, but are quickly ambushed by masked pink soldiers. Gi-hun is taken away while Woo Seok is knocked out. Junho and the mercenaries try to pursue them, but their cars are disabled by gunfire and a hidden bomb. Trapped, Gi-hun challenges the frontman to let him rejoin the games as a player, taunting him about his fear of losing. The frontman accepts, revealing himself inside Gi-hun's limo before knocking him out with gas. Meanwhile, No Ul also joins the games, disguising herself as one of the pink soldiers. As Gi-hun wakes up in the dorms among 455 other players, he learns that 6 deadly games will be played, but this time players can vote to quit and share the prize money if they survive. Several new players are introduced, including scam victims, gamblers, and a shaman. Gi-hun reunites with his old friend Young-bae, warning him of the dangers. Meanwhile, Junho, Woo Seok, and the mercenaries track Gi-hun's location, but realize too late that his tracker was removed and planted on an innocent fisherman, leaving Gi-hun trapped inside the games once again. Trapped inside the game, Gi-hun tries to warn the players that losing means death, but few believe him. As red light, green light begins, panic erupts when Mina is killed after moving, triggering a massacre among fleeing players. Gi-hun rallies the survivors, urging them to move carefully and use others as cover. Meanwhile, No Ul, now a guard, recognizes a familiar face among the players. Amidst chaos and fear, the survivors push forward toward the finish line while a haunting remix of Fly Me to the Moon plays. During Red Light, Green Light, player 444, Kim Nam-do is shot after moving, but survives long enough for Gi-hun and Hyunju to help him cross the finish line, only for No Yul to finish him off. With the first round over, the survivors return to the dorms, terrified. Gi-hun demands a vote to end the games. Staff reveal 91 players died, raising the prize pool to 9.1 billion won. A vote is held. Some want to quit, but many vote to stay, desperate for the money. When Gi-hun reveals he's a past winner, it only fuels suspicion and tension among players instead of convincing them to leave. The voting ends in a 182 to 182 tie, leaving the final decision to player 001. He votes O, allowing the games to continue. The O voters celebrate, while Gi-hun and the X voters are stunned. It's then revealed that player 001 is actually Hwang In-ho, the frontman, who has secretly joined the games as a player. As the day ends, the players eat dinner. Gi-hun, still upset about the vote, is approached by the O voters who ask him for tips. He shares that the second game is Dalgona and recommends picking the triangle. Gi-hun refuses to keep this info secret and says he'll help everyone. Meanwhile, relationships between players develop. Young-sik's mother Gyum-ja offers support to the pregnant Jun-hee, and Gi-hun debates In-ho about the morality of continuing the games. New friendships form between Young-bae and a Marine Corps veteran, Dae-ho. A fight breaks out when Thanos and Nam-gyu bully Myung-gi, but In-ho steps in, easily subduing them and earning the players' respect. At night, In-ho and Gi-hun reconcile, with In-ho revealing he needs the prize money to save his sick, pregnant wife. Meanwhile, on the island, the organ theft operation struggles because no Yule has been killing players properly, preventing body harvesting. The masked officer, secretly involved in the scheme, warns No-Yul to stop interfering, but she refuses. On the mainland, Jun-ho, now unemployed, teams up again with Woo-seok and others to find the island. As round 2 Dalgona begins, Gi-hun dreams that everyone picks the triangle shape, only to find it impossibly difficult. But it's just a nightmare. When he wakes up, Jun-hee confronts Myung-gi, revealing she's pregnant and furious that he abandoned her and stayed in the game. The players are brought to a colorful track for round 2, a 6-legged pentathlon where teams of 5 must complete 5 minigames while chained together and finish within 5 minutes. Gi-hun teams up with In-ho, Jung-bae, Dae-ho, and Jun-hee. Meanwhile, Hyunju struggles to find teammates, but eventually joins a team with Young-mi, Young-sik, his mother Gyum-ja, and Seon-yo. Thanos, Nam-gyu, and others form another team. The first 2 teams attempt the race but fail to finish in time and are executed, shocking the remaining players. No Eat-yul insists on properly executing a still living player, drawing the masked officer's attention. Hyunju, Young-mi, Young-sik, Gum-ja, and Sun-yo began their round in the 6-legged pentathlon. Although they struggled at first, Hyunju's leadership and the encouragement from Young-sik and Gum-ja helped them recover. Seon-yo almost panicked during the spinning top challenge, but Hyunju slapped her back to her senses, allowing the team to move forward. In the final Jegi challenge, Hyunju instructed her team not to watch her. After 5 successful kicks, they finished with just 1 second remaining, to the cheers of the other players. Jongdae, Myung-gi, and Thanos also succeeded, while other teams failed and were executed, leaving the tracks bloodstained. Finally, it was Gi-hun's team's turn. They started off strong, but In-ho struggled during the spinning top challenge, causing delays. With Gi-hun's encouragement, In-ho managed to succeed. During the Jegi challenge, Gi-hun nearly failed, but In-ho saved the situation by swinging their bound legs to complete the final kick. They cleared the game just in time, but sadly the opposing team was executed for failing. After returning to their dorms, No-Ul is attacked by fellow organ theft members, warning her to stop interfering. In the players' quarters, teams formed during the pentathlon bond and share their backgrounds. A masked manager announces that 255 players remain, and the prize pool has grown to 20.1 billion won. A second vote to quit or continue is held. Despite some players like Young-il switching to quit, the majority choose to stay after debates and arguments, especially spurred on by Jongdae and Yongsam. Voting ends with 139 players voting to continue. Over dinner, tensions rise as players explain their reasons for their choices. Young-sik confesses hidden debts. Hyunju reveals she needs the money for her transition. Thanos tries to beat up Myung-gae for switching votes, but is stopped by Young-il. Before sleeping, Gi-hun warns his team to build barricades, fearing nighttime attacks. At night, Jun-hee breaks down in the bathroom, worried for her unborn child, with Gumja and Yeonju comforting her. Meanwhile, Gi-hun and Jung-bae talk while guarding their team, reflecting on their past and reconciling. The next day, Woo-seok and Junho intensify their search for the game's island. At the island, Hyunju apologizes to Young-mi. The third game, Mingle. The first round of the Mingle game starts, where players must form groups of 10 within 30 seconds. Gi-hun's team and Hyunju's team quickly band together, bringing Seonyo along. They make it into a safe room just in time. Those who fail to group up are shot, while Seonyo proudly claims credit for saving the others. In the second round, groups of 4, Thanos betrays Gyeongsu by kicking him out of their group, leading to Gyeongsu's death. Some teams fail to meet the required number and are eliminated. Survivors like Young-il, Seon-yo, and Myung-gi continue to the next round. During the third round, groups of 3, Min-soo abandons Se-mi to join Thanos and Nam-gyu. Yong-sik gets separated from his mother but is later saved by Gi-hun and Young-il, leading to a heartfelt reunion. In the fourth round, groups of 6, Young-mi gets pushed away from Hyunju's group. Despite Hyunju trying to help, Myung-gi forces his way into the group at the last moment, leaving Young-mi behind to be executed. Hyunju blames Myung-gi, who argues that saving Young-mi would have doomed them all. The final round of the Mingle game begins, with players needing to pair up into groups of 2. Young-il partners with Jung-bae and brutally kills another player to secure a safe room. Meanwhile, Junho's strike team finds a booby-trapped bunker, resulting in casualties. Myung-gi begs Junhee for forgiveness but is rejected. Jung-bae counts the votes and realizes the X team is close to winning if they get 7 swing votes. During the third vote, several players, including Hyunju and Yong-sik, switch to X, seemingly giving them victory, until player 006 switches back to O on Seonyo's advice, resulting in a 50-50 tie. A re-vote is scheduled. During dinner, tensions escalate. Gi-hun finds a metal fork hidden in his meal, hinting at upcoming danger. Meanwhile, in the bathroom, Thanos and Nam-gyu confront Min-soo for switching sides. A massive fight erupts between O and X players. In the chaos, Myung-gi fatally stabs Thanos in the throat with a fork. Thanos dies after bleeding out from Myung-gi's attack, while Nam-gyu kills player 331 using the same fork. Back at the dorms, an announcement reveals that 5 players have died, increasing the prize pool. Tension rises between the O and X teams, each blaming the other for the deaths. A headcount shows 48 X voters and 47 O voters remain. Meanwhile, at sea, Junho's drone operator discovers Captain Park tampering with the equipment. Park reveals himself as a traitor and kills the operator. Back at the dorms, a curfew is announced in preparation for a special game. Gi-hun warns his group that the O team plans to attack the X team during the night to boost the prize pool and influence the vote. Instead of fighting back, Gi-hun proposes a plan to steal the guards' weapons, storm the control room, and overthrow the game's organizers. His group must fake their deaths during the night riot to execute the ambush. As the countdown to lights out begins, Nam-gyu mourns Thanos while preparing for the coming chaos, and Junhee tells Myung-gi to stay hidden. Outside, the soldiers get ready for the special game. The lights go out and the night riot begins. Nam-gyu leads O-team players in a brutal attack, killing many. Min-soo tries to help Se-mi but fails, and she is killed by Nam-gyu. After the riot, Gi-hun and his group ambush the soldiers, capturing a square-masked manager and rallying some players to rebel. They gather weapons and force the manager to guide them to the control room. However, during the escort, the manager realizes the front man is among them, but is quickly killed by soldiers. A fierce shootout erupts. As Gi-hun and Jung-bae push towards the control room, Daeho freezes while trying to fetch more ammo, abandoning the team. Hyunju goes after him but finds him too terrified to help. Meanwhile, Young-il, pretending to help Gi-hun, betrays him by killing 2 players, revealing himself as the frontman. With ammo running out, the rebel players surrender and are quickly executed by the soldiers. Hyunju tries to fight back but is stopped by Gyeomja. At the control room entrance, Gi-hun and Jung-bai surrender. The frontman confronts them, taunts Gi-hun, and executes Jung-bai as punishment for the rebellion. Gi-hun is pinned down, left mourning the death of another close friend.